My name is Amanda Cutts, and I am doing this video for Math 1105. And in this video, I will be using base 10 blocks to explain mathematic operations for decimals. And this is my assistant, Brendan. He's in the 3rd grade. So Brendan, for the first problem I'm going to model, it's going to be for addition. And I'm going to model 2 37/100ths plus 81/100ths. So in here, I have my flat, which is representing 1 whole, my long, which is representing a tenth, and then a unit, which is representing 100ths. So I have 2 37/100ths right here, and then here I have 8 longs and 1 unit to represent my 81/100ths. So if we added these together, let's start over here. If we pull those down here, how many would you have, or how many do you count? We'll move these down here. And how many is right there?
300ths.
No. Count the units. How many are here?
800ths.
2, 4, 6, 8. Good job. And then if we were to add these down here, how many do we have of the tenths? There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 11. So if we have 10 of these longs, what could we use to replace 10 of these?
One of the holes.
That's right. So let's take those 10 out and put our hole up there, because we would carry, regroup, and so that's what we would have right there. So this would be part of our answer. So how many do we have here if we pulled these down?
3 holes.
3 holes. And how many tenths?
1/10.
And how many hundredths?
800ths.
So our answer is 3 18/100ths. So the next expression that I'm going to show you is we're going to do 1 36/100ths. So we have, there's our 6, subtracting 94/100ths. So if we have 3, 6, 9, and 4. With subtracting, what is our goal? Our goal is to take away from here this amount, correct? Okay, so if we take 4 of these, that will get rid of our 400ths, which leaves us 2. But can 3/10ths subtract 9/10ths?
No.
So what do we need to do? Would we need to regroup?
We need to take away some from this and then add it to make it a higher number than this.
Okay, so what would make this up? How do we do this? Or what makes this up?
We would turn it into 10/10ths.
That's right. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. And how many would we need to subtract this 9? How many out of here? Would we need 9? So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, and 9. We put those on there. We can move those to the side. And what does that leave us?
4/10ths.
4/10ths, so we have 42/100ths is the answer. Good job. The next expression that we will do is 2 6/10ths times or multiplied by 1 2/10ths. So on here, we're just going to not use this part right now, but we'll demonstrate how to do this. So if I had 2 6, there's 6, there's 2, 4, 2 6/10ths. Our goal with multiplication is to create a whole rectangle. So then we'd have 2 6/10ths multiplied 1 2/10ths. In order to do that, we would show our 1 2/10ths right here. Do you see that? There's 2 6/10ths, 1 2/10ths. So if we were to fill in this triangle, or rectangle, sorry, and what would we need to fill that in?
We would need 2/10 right here.
Okay.
And 6/100.
Would we need 12? One more row?
And then 6 more hundredths.
Okay. So our solution, or product, of 2 6/10 and 1 2/10, we would have, if we have 10 of these, what can we replace it with again?
We could replace it with one of these.
One whole? Okay, so let's do that. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. So what does that leave us with our holes? How many do we have left?
3 holes.
And how many, well, let's see, how many hundredths do we have? There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So do you think we could replace that with something else?
We could,
Or regroup?
we could replace it with one of the tenths.
Okay, so let's do that. And then our solution is 3 and 12 hundredths, because we have 10 and 11 and 12. And that is our answer for that problem, or expression. The next one we have is 3 and 1/10 times 6/10. So we have we're going to do this one differently, actually. We're going to do this, we're going to do our 6/10. So we have, there's 6 there, and we need to multiply that by 3.1 times. So we're going to have another group of 6, and another group of 6, and then because we need 6, or we need 0.16 times, we would have 6 of these units, right?
Yep.
So in order to regroup for one of these, how many do we need again? How many of these would we need to use one flat?
The 10.
10? Okay, so let's do that. We'll put that here, which leaves us our solution of 1 and how many tenths? Can you count how many tenths?
8.
8 tenths, and how many hundredths?
6.
6. So our answer is 1 and 86 hundredths. The last expression I'm going to show you is for division, and we're going to do 2 and 76 hundredths. So we have 2, how many longs would we need? We need 7 and 6 hundredths. So with division, our goal is to see how many times, well, this expression is 2 and 76 hundredths divided by 2 and 3 tenths. So we would want to see how many times 2 and 3 tenths goes into this, correct? So if we have 2 and 3 tenths, how many flats would we need, or how many holes? Would we need 2? Because we're trying to get 2 and 3 tenths. So we would pull 2 down here. And how many tenths? We would need 3. So if we did that, that means that 2 and 3 tenths goes into 2 and 76 hundredths at least one time. And then if we were to see how many times 2 and 3 would go into the remainder, how many times is that? Is it going to it twice?
4 times.
Well, we'd have 1, and then we'd have 1 here and 1 here. So these are actually only 1/10. So our solution would be 1 and 2 tenths. Does that make sense? Great. Well, thank you, Brendan, for being my helper, and that is the end of my video.
Hit the red button.
I did.
Hi, I'm Ginny Nading, and I'm here with my helper today, Hunter. He's in 5th grade, and this is for Math 1105 with Jake McIntyre. And I'm going to be teaching Hunter how to do decimal operations, multiplication, addition, division, and subtraction using base 10 blocks. And Hunter, you're actually learning decimals in your class right now, am I correct? Yes. So the first problem we're going to do is 2 and 37/100ths plus, what is this number?
81.
81 what?
100.
81/100ths, awesome. So we're going to use our holes, represent this with a flat. So how many holes do we have?
2.
2. So lay those out.